business studies. Today I am going to explain the chapter number 5, organizing. In this chapter total we have 9 topics, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Out of these 9, topic number 6 and 7 are not in syllabus now. These two topics has been deleted from the syllabus in the month of July by CBSE board. So 6 and 7 will not be discussed, others will be discussed. Today I will explain topic number 1, topic number 2, topic number 3. Okay. Now topic number 1 is regarding meaning and process of organizing. That means what is meant by organizing and how the process of organizing is taken. That means what are the steps involved in the process of organizing. Topic number 2 will be regarding importance or role of organizing. Here we shall discuss the advantages or role or importance of organizing. And topic number 3 is organization structure, its meaning and feature. Here we shall discuss what do you mean by organization structure and what are the features of this organization structure. So these 3 topics will be explained today, 1 2 3. Now I am explaining topic number 1A, meaning of organizing. You know that the first function of management is planning. In planning, what do we do? In planning we decide what is to be done and how it is to be done, by whom it is to be done. That means in planning we try to set the objectives, we try to evaluate the alternative options and select the best option. But after planning, the second function is organizing. What is organizing? It is the process of identifying and grouping various activities, bringing together the physical, financial and other resources and establishing authority relationship among job positions. That means in organizing, first of all we identify what are the different groups which we have to complete. Then grouping, that means we have to make all the activities, we have to group all the activities in separate groups. So all the activities of an organization are to be identified and grouped first. Then we have to bring together the physical, financial and human resources. You know that in every business we need 3 types of resources. Physical resources like plant, machine, equipment. Financial resources like capital, money, finance, etc. And other here means human resources, that means employees, workers, etc. So these 3 types of resources are brought together and an authority relationship among the job position is established. That means different positions are set and who is to do what work, that is decided. Who will be superior, who will be subordinate, who will be senior, who will be junior. So all these positions are to be established and the relation between all the positions are also to be established. Some important definitions of organization are given below. I have given here 2 definitions of organizing. Organizing is the process of defining and grouping the activities of the enterprise and establishing authority relationship among them. This is the definition given by Theo Hayman. Second, to organize a business means to provide it everything useful to its functioning, that is raw material, tools, capital and personnel. That means organizing includes giving different resources to the organization for its proper functioning. What are the resources? Raw materials are there, tools are there, capital is there and human resources are there. So this is given by Henry Fayol. So these are the 2 important definitions of organizing. Now second thing here is process of organizing. That means how organizing process is done, what are the steps followed one by one while the work of organizing is done. The process of organizing consists of the following steps. Here there are total 5 steps in the process of organizing. Number 1, identification and division of work into manageable activities and as per specialization. That means first of all we have to identify what work is to be done and then the work is to be divided. But this division of work is based on manageable activities. That means we have to divide the work into such groups which can be easily managed and as per specialization. That means the work is divided and given to those who are special in performing that work. So this is a first function, identification of work and division of work. This is the first function in organizing process. Second function, grouping of jobs and activities. Then we have to make different groups. After identifying the functions and division of the work, we have to make different groups of jobs and activities. This is called departmentation or departmentalization, and this can be done on the basis of either functions or product. In some business, in some organization, in some enterprise, the departments are based on functions, say financing department, personnel department, accounting department, production department, etc. But while in other enterprises, the departments may be on the basis of product, say stationery department, clothing department, grocery department, etc. So this is called departmentation or departmentalization, which is done on the basis of either functions or product. When the departmentation is done according to function, it is called functional organization or functional structure. But when the departmentation is done on the basis of product, it is called divisional structure. So there are two types of departments, functional and divisional. They are based on functions or products. So this is the second step in organizing, grouping of jobs and activities. Then third, assignment of duties and responsibility. After grouping of jobs and activities, we have to assign the duties and fix the responsibility. That means we have to give the different work to different people who has to do what work, and to fix the responsibility of each of them. That means who is responsible for what and responsible to whom. This is done on the basis of capabilities, that is skills and competencies. That means duties are assigned and responsibilities are fixed according to the capability and according to skills and competencies. Otherwise duties cannot be completed and responsibility cannot be fulfilled. So this must be carefully given according to capability or capacity. Then delegation of authority. Now to do duty or to fulfill the responsibility, one must be given certain authority. Authority here means power or rights. So giving of rights and power to perform the task assigned. That means while giving the task, while giving the work to be performed, at the same time we have to give the rights and power to perform the task. If rights and powers are not given, if proper authority is not given, then the subordinate will not be able to complete the task in the given time or properly. So there must be certain rights and power to perform the task. Then coordinating all the activities. This is the function of proper synchronization or harmonization of diversities. That means in business there are different diverse activities. There are different diverse departments, diverse resources, say human resources, financial resources, physical resources, functional department, divisional department, etc., etc. So there must be some harmonization, that means proper synchronization or proper coordination among all the activities or among all the departments, among all the functions. So this is the last function in the process of organizing. So these are the 5 steps taken while doing the process of organizing. Okay. Then topic number 2 is importance or role of organizing. Now the question is, why organizing is needed? What is the role of organizing? What is the importance of organizing? What are the benefits or functions performed by organizing? So it is essential function of management due to following. That means organizing is essential in management due to the following importances. Number 1 is specialization and division of work. When there is proper organization, then work is divided according to specialization, and when the work is divided according to specialization, the work can be fulfilled, work can be completed within time. Okay. Then second, clarity and working relationship. That means here we define, in organizing we define who is superior, who is a subordinate, who is junior, who is senior, who is accountable to whom, who can give order to whom, and who has to obey the orders from whom. So these working relationships are defined or clarified. Then third is optimum use of resources. When the organizing process is properly completed, then there is less wastage of resources. Resources are not wasted and resources are also not underutilized. We can utilize every type of resources properly. So there is optimum use of resources. Resource means all kinds of resources, human resources, physical resources, financial resources. So they are used at optimum level. Third, adaptation to changes. That means when there is proper organization, then we can adapt to the changes in the conditions or circumstances. Whenever there is change, say change in economic policy, change in political atmosphere, change in you may say legal atmosphere, etc. So business can easily adapt to such changes when the organizing is done. Then development of personnel. When the organizing is done, then the work is given according to specialization. That means those works are given to those persons who are expert in doing this work. So due to this, the development and growth of personnel is possible. That means employees, the personnel can learn many things by doing the repetitive work, same work. They can increase their speed of doing work, they can grow, they can develop themselves. Then expansion, diversification and growth of organization. Due to organizing, the organization also expands. It can diversify activities, it can grow from medium to large scale. So growth, diversification and expansion, these are possible through organization, proper organization. Security and support. That means when everybody is given work according to his choice, according to his specialization, he feels secured, the worker feels secured, and the worker think that management is supporting his competency or efficiency. Then effective administration. Administration here means a top level of management. When the organizing is properly done, then top level management become effective. That means they can do policy making, they can do objective setting properly. So administration become very effective when there is organizing. Now topic number 3, A, meaning of organization structure. Now in the point number 1 and 2, topic number 1 and 2, we discuss what is organizing, meaning of organizing, importance of organizing, features of organizing. Then we have discussed what a process of organizing. Now here it is organization structure. Organization structure means a system of job positions, the roles assigned to them and the authority relationship between various positions. Organizing is a process. Remember, organizing is a process, but organization is a structure. So organization structure means the system of job positions, what jobs are given to whom, which type of people. The roles assigned to them, that means what roles are given to whom, and the authority relationship between various positions. So this is a system. Organization structure is a system of all these things. According to Kunz O'Donnell, organization is a structural relation by which an enterprise is bound together and the framework in which individual effort is coordinated. That means organization structure is the relationship by which the whole organization, the total organization is bound together, that means combined together, and the framework in which individual effort is coordinated, that means all people's works are coordinated in organizing framework or organizing structure. It is the framework within which managerial and operating tasks are performed. That means in organization structure there are two types of tasks performed: managerial tasks and operating tasks. It is like a pyramid with a narrow top and a broad bottom. That means organization structure look like a narrow pyramid, like a pyramid where the top is narrow and the bottom is broad. It specifies the relationship among people, work and resources. That means in organization structure the relation among people, work and resources are established, are specified. Okay, who is under whom, who is above whom, who is superior, who is subordinate, who is senior, who is junior, what work is to be performed by whom, and what resources are to be utilized by whom, where, at what time. So all these relationships are specified in the organization structure. Now second topic, B, 3B is features of organization. That means as a structure, what are the features of organization? So as a structure, organization has the following features. These are the 6 features of organization structure. First, 2 or more persons. That means to make an organization structure, at least 2 persons are required or more than 2 persons. It is not necessary in case of one man control or one man game or one man affair. When there is one man doing everything, then we do not need any organization structure. This is needed only in case of 2 or more persons. So it is not needed for one man, it is needed for more than one man. Common objective, that means overall objective is same. That means whatever may be position, whatever may be the relationship, but the total objective of everybody is the same, and that is called organizational objective. So the main objective is organizational objective, under which there are individual objectives to be achieved by individuals. Then division of work as per positions and jobs. In organization structure, the work is divided according to position and jobs. What job to be performed by whom, according to his position, what position is occupied by whom. So according to the position occupied and according to the job performed, work is to be divided. Then communication. In organization structure, everybody has to communicate with each other. That means there is a communication, there is flow of information from superior to subordinate, from subordinate to superior. So communication between each other is there. Then cooperative efforts, that means in organization structure, everybody has to give joint effort or cooperative effort. That means everybody is to do only those activities due to which his individual objective is fulfilled, as well as the overall objective of the enterprise is also fulfilled. So there is joint efforts or cooperative efforts. Then last one, rules and regulation to define position. That means in organization structure there must be some rules and regulation. Who is to work under whom and who is to work above whom, who will give order, who will take order, etc., etc. So there must be some rules and regulation. So these are topic number 1, 2 and 3 for today. Now next day I shall be explaining topic number 4 and 5. 6, 7 will not be discussed. Okay. So next day we shall be doing topic number 4 and 5. Today till this. Okay.